Welcome back to another episode of On a Mission. I'm your host, Dr. Wendy Norfleet with Norfleet Integrated Solutions. And I have someone that I want everyone to meet today, Ralph Gonzalez with Atlas Unmanned Solutions, a little hidden gem in Florida. Welcome, Ralph.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
So, Ralph, I know for anyone who doesn't know, he's in cybersecurity. And so let's start with, how did you get an interest in cybersecurity?
So I'm a retired law enforcement. I did 20 years within the NYPD. Most of that time was spent in a technology development unit where we integrated different types of technology within the department, working alongside different science and technology branch of DHS, some military units, and some intel units down in DC. The goal was to use proven technology that was already being used overseas or within the United States and integrate them into everyday law enforcement. We would start it within our department, and then other departments would adopt the same technology. Everything we did was for the safety of not just our city, but the entire nation. I was very, very honored to be part of that unit.
So this is just an extension of that, where you can use
Yes.
your that skill set.
Yes. So I retired from law enforcement a year and a half ago, and then we started Atlas Unmanned Solutions, which is an up-and-coming type of technology. It has to do with airspace security, protecting infrastructure, large-scale events, or anything from VIPs, from airspace intrusion from unmanned systems, which are commonly known as drones.
Right. Wow. I just got fascinated when I found out you were, working with drones, only because a lot of times I think sometimes we take it for granted and we don't realize what it can do.
Yes.
And the risk sometimes.
Yes. The risk is fairly large, simply because it's such I don't want to say unregulated, but let's just say loosely regulated technology where anybody can purchase one of these things. You're supposed to follow some rules, but doesn't mean that everybody does.
Right.
And
right now we don't have, I don't think there's, it's not tightly policed, for lack of a better word.
It's not. And we were one of the few units that started policing these types of technology within the New York City area. Along with other agencies, we would work very closely with them for, SEER level events. And it was kind of walking a legal tightrope where we wanted to make sure we were on the right side of the law when we had these interactions. But more than anything, it was about educating the public about, why they shouldn't be flying a drone over a stadium full of people.
Right.
But the other concern was there because we were an anti-terrorism or counterterrorism unit, so we were always thinking big picture as well. Right now, drones are a major weaponized system within the war in Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
Some Islamic organizations were very big into using these things during the war in Iraq and also in Afghanistan. So they're proven technology if they want to be weaponized. So we want to make sure that that's kind of,
it's being monitored. Someone's
Yes.
looking out and making sure,
Yes.
at least to the best of your ability, they're not taking place.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know the stadium, there's certain places that you can't fly over unless you just go through a whole lot.
Yeah.
And so it's really, obviously they have a bone and fight, right? Because if something happens, then they could lose business.
Correct.
And so I know a lot of places like that really will probably be your ideal customer.
Yeah. I interact with stadium directors of security. I have on Tuesday, I have to speak with a bunch of them through a webinar that we're doing alongside a public-private partnership unit that within the NYPD. I still do a lot of work with those guys. So they still have concerns. And the unfortunate part is that the laws currently are not on the side of the stadium directors, because I can purchase a drone as soon as I leave here, and the modifications that I need to do in order to do something bad are not very hard to do. And one of the biggest training tools that let's say the Ukrainians are using right now is is YouTube. So you can go on YouTube and be trained on how to do
You can
these things.
find so
Yeah.
many bad things on how to do
Yeah.
on YouTube. So we're not
Yeah.
even gonna get into that. That's
Yeah.
just like, yeah.
But I'm also an advocate of hobbyists that use drones. A few years ago, I was meeting with this very large organization called the AMA that kind of protects the rights of pilots, and I think we need more interaction legally with those type of organizations because they're doing it right. So I'm not trying to take anybody's right away. I'm just trying to make
Just
sure.
trying to make sure that it's within the boundaries for everyone's safety.
Correct. Yes.
So if if someone has a big event, outdoor event, maybe they want some additional security.
Yes.
How do they reach out, or how do they contact your organization?
It's atlasunmanned.com. I'd be more than happy to speak to any. We offer not only training, but we do assessments of locations. We do provide some equipment, some detection equipment, some what's called mitigation equipment, where we can actually interfere with a flight in order to protect a site within the legal boundaries. So we offer all types of services, but I think more than anything, I think the training is probably the most important thing, because a lot of law enforcement or a lot of security directors don't know.
They may not just be. Sometimes you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
And so that's really what it is.
Yeah, and I love teaching. I have a teaching background, so it comes kind of natural to me and a lot of the guys I work within our company.
That's why you're probably doing so well. That's why, because you not only, and sometimes in businesses, not only do you have to provide service, you have to kind of teach people too.
Yes.
And so you do it well.
Yeah, thank you.
I really thank you for coming on, Ralph.
Thank you. I appreciate being here.
Thank you so much. And when I talked with Ralph before, I learned so much, and hopefully you learned just a little bit. And so if you have a big outdoor area that you want maybe to find out a little bit more about how to protect it, please reach out to Ralph at atlasunmanned.com, and we'll see you next time on Buzz TV.